that's, oh, my wedding day was the best day of my life. If you weren't born, we wouldn't have the privilege to witness your wedding day. So the day you were born was actually the best day of your life. You know, you were given the opportunity, the privilege to come on earth, and the day you were born again, since eternity it's very important, was another best day of your life. So that's just my opinion. Today we're gonna talk about the reasons that you need to have or to consider if you choose to follow a path which is a marital path or marriage, and the reasons as well that you mustn't be getting married for. So those are like the things that we're gonna discuss here in this video today. The first thing first, why should you get married? It's a good thing to get married, because I've known few people who actually don't want to get married ever. They're not interested. So to those people, I will really encourage them to get married and say it's a beautiful thing to get married. When you get married, the first thing first, you kind of put an end to loneliness, because as we grow older, as we mature, we want someone near us. We want to share the rest of our lives with someone. So it's get lonely. The older we get, it really gets lonely. So when or if you get married, it's really a good thing, because you kind of put an end to to loneliness. But I'm not saying like marriage is fulfilling in a way that if you get married you will never feel lonely. No, there are many people who are married, they still feel, or they are still alone and lonely. So that's another topic of another day. But for today, I want to encourage you to get married, which is because marriage is a good thing. And when you do, one of the things you will do, you will put an end to loneliness, because you will have a partner in your life, someone to love, to cherish, to spend the rest of your life with, to just a good companion. So it's beautiful. I'm really encouraging you to consider that if you never thought that marriage was something that you may consider in your life. So another thing is, when we get married, we actually give ourselves a chance to build a family. So you will have this privilege of building a family if you choose you would like to get married today, which is a beautiful thing for you to have a family, for us to have a family. And yeah, so you will have a family of your own, and it's a good thing. It's a good setup. Yeah. So yes, and another thing is, we get married because we want to reproduce. So if you are thinking about having children somewhere there in your life, it's a good thing that you consider to get married, because it's important that kids get to be born in the family setup. I cannot stress enough on this. It's very important that when you welcome your son, your daughter, or your children, they should already find a family setup, a home for them to grow, knowing that this is how we do things. This is how things shall be done in the right way. If you do have the opportunity to do things the right way, I will encourage you to. But if you don't have, you already find yourself as a single father or a single mom, that's not a problem at all. As long as you love your child, you love your children, you are a role model, you are a good parent, you are supportive, that's great. I think you're doing an awesome job as a single dad, as a single mom, and you should keep it up. So I'm so proud of you. Another reason that we get married, or we should consider getting married for, is to become legal for sexual relationships or sexual intercourse. So sex, medically speaking, sex is organ that is part of the reproductive system. Like we mentioned, reproductive system was created for us human beings to use in order to reproduce. If you want to make babies, if I want to make tiny human being that looks like Nicole, yo, I should consider making use of that organ, because I want to reproduce. I want to see my offspring. I want to see tiny human beings that look like me, that think like me, that love makeup like me. That was a joke. But yes, if you want to reproduce yourself and see tiny human being that looks like you, feels like you, think like you, yes, you should consider making use of sex, which is part of the reproductive system. So yes, when we get married, we now become legal to make use of sex, which is an organ, and we become legal to reproduce ourselves. Yeah, if we are not under the marital coverage, basically that means that we are not legal in terms of reproducing ourselves or welcoming human beings into our lives. So marriage will make you legal for that, which is a beautiful thing. Yay! So there's something that you mustn't ignore when you want to consider getting married, because there are people who don't want to, men or women. It's just their own choices. It's just like there are also people who don't want to have kids. Those are choices and decisions that I do respect, that society should also respect, because in today's society, if you are a young woman and you are not married, people think less of you. They see less of you. They think, like you miss something. Not everybody was born for marriage. Not everybody was born to have children. Marriage is a call. Not everybody has it. So if in society someone decides not to get married, I don't think that person should be judged. That person should not be judged at all. Should be respected and considered. And if he is your friend that he doesn't want to get married, or she's your friend that doesn't want to get married, you should keep that friendship. You should keep that person. That's his decision. That's her decision. And us, because we love the person, we respect the person, that means we have to respect the person's decision. She doesn't want to get married. She doesn't want to. Respect her decision. Love her the way she is. Stay a friend. Just because you got married doesn't mean you have to break up with her or him because he doesn't want to get married or she doesn't want to, because you change the concept. You kind of want people who are sharing the same concept with you, which we understand, we get it. You want people who you can talk about husband, my husband, my husband. Yo, it's get annoying sometimes. my wife, my kids, my kids. You want people to be sharing the same context with. There's nothing wrong with that. But just for our sisters, our friends, our colleagues, our neighbors, people that we live in the same society with, those who choose not to consider marriage, I think they deserve the same respect as your married friends, as your married neighbor, as your married colleagues. They deserve the same consideration, they deserve the same care, the same respect. Just don't think less of them because they choose not to say yes I do. Just love them the way you can. Just love them the way they are. Just keep them the way they are. It's called acceptance. We should learn to accept people the way they are. To tolerate them. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to love them. Sometimes it's hard to love, and you just have to tolerate them, and then you stop there. So that is it. And yeah, so I'm Nicole, and welcome to this family, to this channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, join the family, and click on the notification so you don't get to miss any new videos that we'll be uploading in this channel. And you're welcome to comment, to like, to share, to pass the message, to share the channel to your friends and family. And yeah, so help us grow these channels, because we have 4 channels, but then for this one we need to grow as well. So yes, subscribe, join the family. We have more topics in the store for you. So let's get to the reasons why we should get married and the reason why we shouldn't get married. So yes, the first reason you should get married is love. You should get married because you are in love. Okay, you want to spend the rest of your life being in love, feeling what you're feeling when you're in love, that joy feeling, that excitement, to love someone is very different than to be in love with someone. You can love someone but you are not in love with the person, so that means you disqualify in terms of saying yes I do. Even if the proposal is being done in public, you are not in love with him, do not say I do. Do not marry him. Or if you say I do because you don't want to embarrass him, please just WhatsApp him in the evening that you want a video call. When you video chat, just tell him, baby, I'm sorry, I'm not ready. There's nothing worse than getting married and being alone and lonely. So yes, the first reason will be you have to be in love. You don't have to love the person, but you need to be in love with the person. You need to feel like, I can't spend 24 hours without seeing the person. I have to see him. I have to hug him. I have to chat to him. I have to know if he ate. Oh my God, love is so beautiful. So you're gonna have to be in love for you to consider saying, yes, I do. To love is not enough. To be in love, it's very important. That feeling of excitement, that joy when you hear that person's name, your partner's name, it's very, very, very important. So yes. The second reason you should consider getting married is if you want to reproduce yourself. You want offspring, you want tiny human beings that look like Nicole, or tiny human beings that look like you, tiny human beings that look like your partner. Those are the kinds of things you may consider if you want to reproduce yourself. Like I always say, it's very important that children get to be born in the family setup. It's very important. So yes, like we said, first you must be in love for you to get married. Not love the person, but be in love with the person. It will help you very, very much. It will sustain your relationship for so many years. Yes. And like we said, the second reason, you really have to want to reproduce yourself. But it doesn't mean if you don't want children, you don't qualify for marriage. You still qualify for marriage. There are men that will marry you even if you say, I don't want to be a mother, or I don't want anything to do with children. So there are also women who will marry you if you say, honey, I don't want kids. So if you want to reproduce yourself, this should be the second reason you choose to be married. But even if you don't want to reproduce yourself, you are still the perfect candidate to get married if you are in love with your partner. If you love him, if you love her as much as you love yourself, perfect candidates. Okay? So don't get discouraged because you don't want kids. You feel like, okay, probably nobody will want to marry me. No, there are people who will love you. You will meet someone who will love you, will stand by your side, even if you want nothing to do with children, with offspring or anything. So yeah. The third reason for you to consider marriage is or will be if you feel like you want to spend the rest of your life with that person. So if you just love the person but you are not in love with the person, you don't want to reproduce yourself or anything, you don't even feel like you want to spend the rest of your life with that person, then you shouldn't get married. It's gonna be a big mistake, honey. We cannot afford that because we don't have time for mistakes. You see, that's the problem. We have time for achievement, for success, for greatness, for all the good things that we can get in life. So if you don't feel like I want to spend the rest of my life with that person, maybe it does annoy you, it does stress you, it does abuse of you emotionally, it does make you feel less than human, don't get married. You see, wait until you meet the right person that you're going to be in love with, that you're going to want to reproduce, that you're going to feel like you want to spend the rest of your life with that person. That's when you know, I must get married to this person. Do you understand, honey? Thank you. So another reason you may consider is to get married is if you feel happy. There are people who are in the relationship but they are not happy. Their boyfriend or fiance is cheating constantly. It's or he's very controlling, or he's abusive, or it's too much, to the point like you guys are fighting so much that all those contacts, all those what can I say, all those fights, those tough moments, those challenging moments that you guys are spending, it's kind of diluting the love that's supposed to grow stronger into your relationship. You see, it's controlling you. You can't move. You can't talk to people. Listen, who are you speaking with? Why are you spending 10 minutes on the phone? You went to the grocery store or to go shopping. Why will you spend 4 hours in the mall looking for a single dress? But this is how women are. Women can visit even 10 stores just to pick one bra or one dress. This is how women are. So you will go for shopping, you will have to complain. You go out with your friends, he doesn't want you to go with your friend. Sometimes he doesn't even want you to see your family. It's toxic, baby. Why don't you get? Why will you say yes I do to such a man? No, you have all the red flags. Do not ignore the red flags. It's not gonna help you. Red flags are signs that tells us this person is not for us. So this person is not a husband material or a wife material. So if you ignore them and you choose to be stubborn and do whatever you want, baby, you're gonna be sitting with consequences. And in this channel, we don't really encourage things like that. We want you to be responsible. When you see something wrong, you address it, you put an end to it. Don't put up with it, don't be naive, so tomorrow you can start crying. It's a lot of damage that you will have to deal with, that you will have to go for therapy for. You see? So we kind of want to avoid that. So the fifth reason is when you look at your life and you say, oh, I can't live without that person. Yes, there are people in your life. I see people are very attached to their mothers. You know, some people, they know and then they can tell you that they can't live without their mothers. They are so attached to them. So the way you feel about your mom or your dad or your friend or someone, this is how you know that you can't live without. This is how you should be feeling about your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your fiance. Okay? So if you feel like you can't live without him, you can't live without her, those are like your feelings that you should take seriously. That is a sign that you want to spend the rest of your life with that person. That is a sign for you to say, yes, I do. But if you can go weeks without calling her, you go days without SMSing her, knowing if she ate, if she's okay, if she's happy, if she's fine, that's not the person. You are not in love. Because when you love someone, you don't disappear. When you love someone, you don't ghost yourself. When you love someone, you don't spend days without calling the person, without getting to know if he is okay, if he's working well, if he's handling the pressure at work, if she hates, if she has everything that she needs, if not everything, at least basic needs. You don't do that. You constantly want to hear that person's voice. You constantly want to spend time with that person. You are never too busy for someone you love. When you love someone, you make time for the person. If you can't make time, you always have excuses. I'm working late, I'm busy, client, meeting. Something is wrong. You're not in love with that person. So you should not propose to her, because you can't even sacrifice your time to be with her, to make her happy. You shouldn't propose to her. It's clear that you don't want to spend the rest of your life with her. It's very obvious. And the saddest part will be if that woman gets to say yes, because she has all the signs. You kind of want someone who goes out of his way to make you feel special, make you feel loved, respected. The feeling is awesome. Let's get to the reason why. The reason that you mustn't get married for. So the first reason will be age. In today's society, as you are growing, I see that often with women, as your women grows in age and everything, you see society is putting a lot of pressure on her. Oh, so when are you gonna get married? They start asking you, where's the fiance? Where's your boyfriend? Oh. It's a lot of pressure to deal with. In society with work, studies, everything we do, we really have a lot of pressure to deal with. Now on the plate we'll be adding what? Your pressure of seeing me married, or seeing me having children, or seeing tiny human beings running around looking like Nicole. Oh my gosh, that's too much, eh? So you shouldn't be getting married because you are getting older. You are like, oh my gosh, I'm 26, I'm 28. I think I must get married. I must just say yes to this guy. We should get married because I'm getting older. Because if I turn 35, I will be at risk for trisomy 21, for Down syndrome. I will be I will be having a high risk of pregnancies or late delivery. So I have to do my best to get married in my 20s. So I can have my children in 20s. So honey, relax. We were not born on the same day. Even those who I was born in on April 24th, I was born on Wednesday. They were probably born on Thursday, Friday. I was born at 10 o'clock. Those other people were probably born at 6 and 8. If there's another person who was born on April 24th, 10 o'clock, probably me, I was born at 10 o'clock, I don't know, 10 seconds. And the other person was like 10:30. There always been a difference. Maybe even seconds, they make difference. So we were born different days, different dates. We have different stories. We have different journeys. We are unique and different. You cannot take what society is putting on you as pressure and do things accordingly. Even if you are 35, 38, so what? When the time is right, you're going to meet the right person, you're going to get married. Do not put yourself under pressure. When you are not ready, baby, you're not ready. Don't force yourself. Wait when the time is right. When the time is right, you're gonna feel ready by yourself. Nobody will tell you, hey Nicole, it's time to get married. Hey Nicole, it's time to have kids. It's time to travel. It's time to... No, you will be able to know it's time to make babies. So don't think because, oh, I'm getting close to 30, I must run and get married, have kids. No. Take your time. Make the right decision. If you think rushing was the good thing, tell me about divorce then. Why are people getting divorced? You should be patient. You should take your time. Yeah. Even if you're getting older, be patient. Take your time. Make sure you make the right decision at the right time. So yeah. Another second reason you shouldn't be getting married for will be if there's an arranged marriage. So this is a lot happening in Africa and other Asia, is also other culture where marriage gets arranged. There's also this program that I've been watching on TV. How is it called again? Married by Dad and Mom. So the parents are kind of arranged marriage for their children. I think that is happening in America. But anyway, so if they arrange a marriage for you, it's very difficult. And then I'm not encouraging to consider that, because you don't know that person. You don't know what you don't like that person. You don't like, about that person. You don't know anything. Like someone like me, I will just tell you something personal. I struggle to sleep if someone is snoring next to me. I don't know. I must be like very tired, snoring as well, or very tired in a deep sleep, so I don't get to hear, I don't get to wake up. But if I have to go to bed and then the person next to me is snoring, I won't be able to sleep. So now you arrange marriage for me. There I go, I start snoring. The person is snoring and I can't sleep. So it's gonna be a huge struggle for me to adjust with the marriage you've just arranged for me. So it's important that you get to know the person. Get to know if she snore or he snore. Get to know if the person is clean. Get to know if the person has respect for women. Get to know if the person swears or not, is abusive or not. Get to know all of that, because they will help you a lot. And if you don't know them, it's not gonna help your case. So yes, arranged marriage I will not consider, because you have to meet a person, you have to fall in love. When you are not in love with the person, you can't, because love will help you to respect the person, to be patient with the person, to tolerate some of the things, to accept some of the things. You can't compromise if you are not in love with the person. It will be very difficult. So yeah. Another reason you shouldn't get married for is if you think marriage will be able to give you kids. You can have kids if you want them. You can have them anytime. Why will you marry someone just because you want kids? So if the person can't produce children, then you have to divorce the person, because the whole reason you got married is because you wanted to have children. You can't marry someone because you want children. No. You want a child. No. You should marry someone because you are in love. You want to spend the rest of your life, as we explained. So yeah, that is it. You can't marry if you want children, because if the person has had a vasectomy or hysterectomy, womb removed, or whatever surgery done to the reproductive system to suppress reproduction, you're gonna be in trouble. Okay, so it shouldn't be a reason why you get married because you want kids. No. Another fourth reason that you shouldn't consider if you want to get married is pressure. You will always get pressure, as we mentioned, from family, friends, society. But you shouldn't get married because you feel under pressure. It's like, oh, I'm having a lot of pressure. They're asking me, I'm getting old. Where is my fiancé? Where is my husband? Must get married. No, you can't do that. You have your own time. You are unique. You are special. You were born on your own day, on dates, on time. Everything is different. Even someone you were born the same date, same year, same whatever, there will be difference of, I don't know, minutes of second, just to make you feel you came in this world on your own timing. You have a special mission. You have a unique mission. You can't be following people. You can't get married because your family is putting you under pressure. Society is putting you under pressure. Friends are putting you under pressure, asking you questions, asking you for Mr. Right. No, Mr. Right is going to show up at the right time. That's why we call him Mr. Right. Or Miss Right will also show up at the right time. That's when you're gonna get married. So you shouldn't give up because of pressure. You shouldn't do what people want you to do. Do what makes you happy at the right time of your life, because you are the only person who will be sitting with the consequences. Hey, sleepless night, you'll be the only person going through that. So you kind of wanna make the right decision. So yes, And the last reason that you shouldn't get married for, the fifth one, will be don't get married because everybody's doing it. Everybody's getting married. You are not everybody. You are unique. You are special. There's only one you. If your name is Beth, there's only one Beth. There's only one Matthew. There's only one Nicole. There's only whatever. So you are unique and special. Don't do things because people are doing it, because it's easy, because he has money, because she's beautiful, because she's a model, because it's gonna boost my career, it's going to give me money, I will be rent free, I will have my bills paid, I will be well taken care of. No, don't get married because you're gonna get a visa, you're gonna have a permit, you're gonna become a citizen, because you're gonna have money, you're gonna travel the world. No. Get married because you are in love. And you want to spend the rest of your life with that person because you love him, he loves you, because she loves you, because make the right decision. It's gonna help you a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't yet, please check my other video on when we spoke about the internal enemies of marriage and external enemies of marriage, and the other video when we spoke about intimacy in marriage, like we talked about sexual relationship between couples, so how you will learn a lot of things, and how orgasm is the right for many women, not a favor. So check those videos and engage. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you in those videos. Bye.